Hi there guys, we're joined today by Anna Collis, ex-England badminton player and currently on her pathway to playing professional golf. We're going to go through both pathways that she's taken through the sports and her transition through to playing professional golf. Welcome to the channel.
Thank you for having me.
How are you getting on today?
Yes, good. It's nice that the sun is finally out.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Luckily we postponed to today,
Yeah.
caught the good weather, and hopefully we can provide some inspiration today.
Yes, hopefully we can.
Okay, cool. So let's take it back to your badminton days. How did that all kick off? Could you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, I started badminton when I was 10 years old. None of my family played badminton, so it was a real new learning curve for me. I was always into sports when I was a kid at school. Loved like rounders, tennis, all those kind of sports. I went along to the local badminton club, really enjoyed it. Then went along to county trials, and one of the coaches there picked me up. Said, you know, you've got potential and if you want some coaching. So instantly I had some coaching with him and really got on. I played badminton for England when I was 13, 14 and 15. I had a really good time. I went with a team to Denmark, came back with bronze medal and silver medal. I also went...
And that's the first time you competed at an international level?
No, I went, my parents were very, very, very supportive of what I wanted to do. And they funded me to go to Poland, Vancouver, Germany and Holland to play in the international competitions. I brought back medals from all of those apart from Holland, where I think I came last 16 in both singles and doubles, but best result was probably in Vancouver when I came back with gold medal in the singles and doubles and then silver in the mixed. So it's a great experience.
Did anyone travel with you for those?
Yes, so my mum went to the Vancouver, and then my mum and dad went with me to Poland and Germany and stuff. Okay. So we didn't actually go and see much of the country, we just saw badminton halls, but no, it was a great experience playing with international people in a different environment. Yeah.
Amazing. And what was it like, I guess, being at such a big stage at a young age, like 13 to 15?
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. Like when I went with Denmark, with Badminton England to Denmark, I was only 13 years old, so I had to very much look after myself, be really independent. So that was a big learning curve, but it was a good one. Yeah, it taught me to grow up quickly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I guess you don't really understand what's required of you until you are at that stage, because
it's also dealing like emotionally, you know, winning, losing. It's definitely hard. I was only 13 when I went away for, I think it was about a week actually, without my family. So yeah.
And in terms of when you came back, what was it like with your friends? Like, were they expecting you to come back with these medals, or was it a bit of a shock to them to see you at such a stage?
I can't really remember too much actually about my badminton days, but no, I think they found it quite cool that I was going away and competing.
Coming back in a celebrity manner into school.
So no, it was great. Yeah, it was great. You had like the England team kit, and it was just lovely being part of a team competing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. And in terms of, so obviously you reached quite a high level at such a young age. What then triggered you to move over to another sport completely?
So when I was 15, I kind of was losing heart really in the badminton world. I didn't really see it as a future. So that's when I spoke to my fitness coach at the time, and he said to me, why don't you try golf? So summer of 2013, I think it was, I started golf. Picked up the golf club and seemed to enjoy it. I was just being a member here actually, locally, live in North Hertfordshire, so I just joined the local golf club, went from there, really had some lessons with the local pro. Then I started competing in competitions. So my first season I went from handicap 36 to 9.7, which was really good. Yeah, I won some junior opens and bits and pieces, and it was a great feeling getting down to single figures in my first season of golf.
What would you say was the main factor in you developing so quickly in your golf game?
I think definitely the aspect that I've played badminton at a high level. I work very hard. I'm very competitive, and also I think the strength and conditioning aspect of my badminton definitely helped my golf transition, you know, because I hit the ball further than average, which has helped me. And also competing in competitions, you know, pressure and stuff, I'm used to that kind of stuff. I think, but yeah, I just generally think the organisation, you know, when you have to be organised to go to training, competitions and stuff, I think that's all just helped transition me to play golf.
And from that point then, after your first year, you got to scratch.
Yes, so I got down to scratch in 5 years, played in various events, played in the Abraham Trophy, which was to find the top 20 most improved golfers, which was a great experience.
And that's UK based, that one?
Yes,
okay,
yeah, so no, it was really good. It's all handicap based, that's why I got selected, I think, when I dropped my handicap from 36 to 9. And then I was selected to play in the under-18 regional squad, so East region.
Right.
Played for England, which was really nice when I was under-18. Then I won junior and ladies county champs, which was really nice as well. So yeah, no, it's been really good well, this is my 6th year, but it's been a really good 5 years getting down to scratch, and I found this year I have been injured, which has been a shame, but the competitions I have played in, I've done all right in. I had a really good result in St Andrews this year, first time I played in Scotland.
Yeah.
Great experience, lovely, like standing on the 18th bridge on the old course. I played 3 rounds, 2 on the new, 1 on the old. I had my personal best, 6 under on the old.
Wow,
So
okay.
I shot 2 over, 1 over, 6 under, so I finished the competition 10th. Everyone was off scratch or plus or better, so it was a really tough competition. Great experience, definitely going back next year.
And it helps you to, I guess, put yourself into a position of understanding where you are against the
Yeah,
rest of your
definitely,
peers.
and obviously I was only just got in really off scratch at the time, so I was playing against people better than me, so it was a really good experience, seeing the standard I need to get to, what I need to improve in my game to get to the next level.
Yeah.
So yeah, this year has been a bit of a disappointing year in terms of injury.
Yeah.
But I'm back now and ready to do well next season and try and get into. I'm a plus 0.2 at the moment, so I just need to break into that proper plus handicap. Yeah.
Perfect. And I think that's something that's so common across many sports, where an injury can really affect, especially the mindset. How would you say you've dealt with that side of things?
I think it's definitely very tough. I've dealt with it in badminton. I had 2 injuries throughout my career. I had Oscar Schlatters, which is more of a growth when, you know, in your knee, your joints and muscles don't grow at the same time, so it puts pressure on your knee. So I was out for 3 months doing no exercise for that, and then I did pull a hamstring or something, I can't remember, at badminton. So I've experienced the injuries and stuff. So I knew I just had to be patient when I hurt my back in golf. It was a tough, because I couldn't do any exercise for 2.5 months. I just had to ice my back. Especially it was when the nice weather was there, because we've had quite a nice summer, so it was definitely frustrating, but I just had to be patient and not come back too soon and make it worse. I had to get it back better.
Is that what you would recommend to other people going through a similar issue?
Definitely. I think if you have an injury, you need to fix it, be patient. Otherwise, if you try and play on an injury, it's just going to get worse, and sometimes it might be turned into a permanent injury, which could ruin your career. So I went to see a specialist in London because my back's so important, not only in golf but for the rest of my life. So to make sure I got it sorted.
Okay. So on to bigger things for the next 12 months, hopefully then.
Yes.
Great. And in terms of, I know you've played in a few different countries in the badminton world.
Yes.
Has it been the same for you in your journey in golfing yet? Or?
Not yet, sadly, because I have only been playing for 6 years. It's very much trying to get my whole game together and consistent. I've practiced in Florida and in Tenerife, but the furthest I've gone for competition-wise is Scotland. Played in the Scottish and the Welsh Open, but I'm hoping to play next year, maybe in an international, which would be good abroad. And then obviously if my golf's going well next season, then in the near future, looking to turn pro when you do go and play abroad lots.
What would be the best place that you'd want to, or the ideal?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'd love to play in Dubai. There's some beautiful golf courses in Dubai. So yeah, that's on my list.
So that's in the next couple of years that we can hopefully expect that.
Yeah.
So when you went to St Andrews and you had to travel around quite a bit, how do you deal with being away from the home luxuries as such, and just being close to the people that you're
Yeah, it's so the season's April to September really. So I stay at home quite a bit over the winter. Although I try and go abroad to play some winter golf in the sun really, just to keep my practice going and my playing. But during the season, it is quite full on. I'm away for between 2 to 4 or 5 nights at a time. The competitions are quite spread out, so sometimes you'll have at the end of the month you'll have a few weeks when you're at home, and that's when you can practice, see your coach and stuff like that. But my mum is a big supporter of me. She comes to all my competitions with me. It's sometimes nice just to have someone with you who does the driving and sorts out all the bits and pieces, so you can just focus on your golf and relax. And I did try a competition a couple of years ago where I drove myself 2.5 hours, and then played 36 holes, which is about 8.5 hours of golf, and then drive home, and it's really tiring. So I'm so lucky to have her just to support me in that sense. When I was playing badminton, my mum and dad did share the driving, and my dad used to take me to training in Milton Keynes once a week, and they obviously both went abroad with me. Sadly, I lost my dad in 2013 to lung cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that was probably one of my biggest setbacks emotionally and mentally. It was just before my A-levels. And
was it quite a sudden thing? Or?
Well, he had lung cancer for 2 years. He was diagnosed for 2 years. So we knew, he wasn't well. But we were just about to go on holiday. He was really on a high from the, doctor said he's good to go on holiday. He was going to see me play golf for the first time. And 3 days before he passed away all of a sudden. So it was a big, although he was ill, it was a really big shock. And that's one regret I have, him not being able to see me play golf because he was ill. So it was really, really tough. I think because I was adopted from China at 9 months old, I've had a really interesting life, and I'm really grateful for what I've, a second chance which I've been given. And I think that losing someone, loved one, you really understand how much you value family.
Yeah. And
you should always take all the opportunities you can get, and be grateful for the people who are supporting you, and don't just brush them off.
Yeah. And would you say that's been a massive motivation for you in terms of obviously him being quite a massive part of your development through your younger years? Would you say that's really spurred you on to?
Yeah, for sure. I really want to succeed and make him proud. So that's always at the back of my mind. When you lose someone, it never kind of like just goes away. It's always at the back of your mind, I miss him every single day, but you've just got to get on and do better, and just make him proud.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you already are. Just given your growth so far, it's incredible to see how you're getting on, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it really develops on, and I'm sure your mum is super happy with how everything's gone so far.
Thank you.
In terms of that whole aspect of motivation, what else do you think is really the driving factor for you? What keeps you going every day?
I think the fact just that I want to succeed and be the best I can. You only have one life. You've got to make the most of it. I really think that you shouldn't. I've always been a really hard worker. I see people, day-to-day basis, who, wherever it is in public, people who have less than me, people who have gone through the most horrible things, and you see it, on TV and all this stuff, and it really makes me think every day, how lucky I am to be given the opportunities I have, and not to waste them. Yeah.
So just trying to just stay focused every day.
Yeah, and just really, if you have setbacks, I think it kind of makes you stronger to do even better, and never give up just because you think, because I could have given up this year really, because I've stayed on scratch the whole year.
Yeah.
I have broken into the plus handicap, but not plus, proper plus. They rounded up. So I could have just given up and said, well, I haven't really gone much this year. Been injured. I've got my back problem. What's the point in carrying on? But you don't just stop just because of one thing. You've got to keep going.
100%. And I think what's important for everyone to understand is progression is never linear.
No.
You'll never have constant progress, but you can continuously put the work in, and it will get to the end point of.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in whatever you put in, you get out. So yes, I kind of had a leveling out kind of year, but I had the first 5 years were just improving and stuff. So I knew at some point, they'd kind of level out, and then hopefully now it's going to go back up again.
And what do you think is going to be the biggest driving factor for that? Obviously,
improvement,
fitness and
so I'm really going
important.
to got a fitness coach who's aware of my back, what happened to my back this year. So we're going to really work hard on getting a strong core, doing this specific exercises which won't aggravate the back. I've also got my golf coach who will be working with over the winter, improving my technique. Going to be working a lot more on my short game. I think that's an area which needs to be improved definitely to get to the next level. So a lot of short game practice over the winter, and making sure that it's very sharp for the start of the season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. One thing that comes to mind now is really, I guess you've got a couple of really important people in your lives now, in your life now. Your coach, your mother, and obviously your fitness coach as well is quite an important person. Aside from those individuals, who would you say is the person that inspires you the most? Is it in the golfing world? Is it someone aside from that?
I don't really have someone who I look up to in particular. I enjoy watching the pros on tour. I don't really have a specific favourite. I just think there's a number of them out there who have really good personality, really good, when they're under pressure. It's lovely to watch them when they're doing well, and just it's nice to see how they work. Sometimes you see them on the range and stuff, how they warm up, how they do different bits and pieces. So I think all of them kind of inspire me to do well in golf. And then
you just try and take a little bit from each of their games and the way they compose themselves in different competitions.
Yeah, I think it's important to look at everyone really. They're all fantastic golfers. They all probably have something different which they do, and you can take stuff from them and think, oh yeah, maybe I'll use this routine when I'm warming up, or this putting drill looks really good, I'm going to start using that. So yeah, I definitely think it's important to look at everyone, and be open-minded and take information and helpful tips from everyone.
Cool. And what would you say to our viewers as a bit of insight in terms of choosing their own career paths?
So I've never really had a specific career which I've wanted to do. I've never known this is what I want to do, be a vet, be a doctor, be a teacher. I was very open-minded. I love loads of different things. I love sport, and my second love is art. I love music. I can't sing, but I love music. I love loads of different things. So I've never known what I want to do. And doing sport is very mentally tough, I think, because you have to be patient on your journey to get to the top. Like with nothing, you're never going to go straight to the top. Even no matter how talented you are or hardworking you are, you've got to go through that journey. A number of times I've thought, okay, I'm going to give this up. I want to start earning my own money, a full-time job. Etc. But I've just been like, okay, you have to be patient. I want to get to the top. This is where I want to go. I'm going to give it my best shot, because I don't want to get to 40 and be like, oh, I could have been a professional golfer. Looking back at it, that's why now I want to give myself the best chance to say, okay, 3 years. Although I am at uni at the moment, but 3 years kind of full-time golf. Let's see if I can make it as a professional. If I can't, then very fair enough. I've given it my best shot, and let's move on and get a proper job kind of thing, a full-time job earning money. But I think if you're into sport, I definitely recommend you give it your best shot. If you're prepared to work hard at it, definitely stick to it and give it a go. Have a backup plan, which is why I'm at university at the moment studying business and sports management.
Okay.
As a backup in case the professional golf career doesn't take off as hoped. But yeah, I'm definitely going to work hard the next couple of years.
And what would you see yourself doing? Obviously with business and sports management, what would you see yourself doing?
I'm not really sure really. It is quite varied, quite an open degree, but probably to do maybe events management kind of thing. I'm really interested. I like organising and going to different events and stuff. So that's might be a path I look down if the golf doesn't work out.
Okay. And how do you manage the time, I guess, which is quite an interesting factor, like playing golf, going to uni, doing revision, whatever.
Yeah,
all of that.
It is really hard. I live at home, which is a big help, My mum's very supportive in that sense, that she lets me camp out at home. I have to be very organised. People do take the mickey of me actually because I have a diary at my age. Yeah. Diary.
You need it.
Yeah, I do, because I run my own badminton club now. I coach quite a few clients, and I coach at primary schools as well. So badminton coaching is great. I love it. It's great fun. It supports my golf financially a little bit. And yeah, so I do that. Then I obviously have to work in the gym for strength and conditioning. I have to do a lot of golf. And then obviously uni. So I have to be really organised and plan my time. Social life is actually okay, but I do have to sacrifice quite a lot of stuff during the golf season in the summer.
So it's more about how you can fit your social life into the rest of your diary.
Yeah, I think most people who compete at sport will probably agree with me that there's a lot of sacrifices involved. I've had to sacrifice quite a lot of my social life, especially in the golf season, April to September, and especially with family. We can't go on holiday in the summer because I'm competing, so yeah, I think my mum's a bit fed up with that. I have to go on holiday in the winter. But yeah, no, you definitely have to be able to manage. I think it's important to have that social life still do things you want to do, relax and have fun, because if it's just hard work, I think with no me time, as it were, I think it would be quite mentally and a bit physically draining. So I think it's important to have that right balance.
Okay, so given how little time you have, especially to prepare on a day-to-day basis, how do you fit in a healthy lifestyle and diet?
I'm not one of those people, I won't lie, who does the meal preps. I'm not that committed to my diet. I just make sure that I have a balanced diet, so I will always have, vegetables and stuff. My mum's a pescatarian, so we do eat a lot of fish, which is obviously very healthy. Stuff like that, really. We just make sure the meals are generally alright. I'm not one to count calories and stuff like that. I do enjoy myself still.
Okay.
I think it's alright because I do lots of exercise, so I can eat, because I have a very big diet, appetite. I eat a lot all the time, so I think that's alright. Partly because I'm very active, so I'm getting hungry. But yeah, no, you just have to be careful you're eating the right stuff, especially when you're competing at golf competitions. You have to make sure you're not just eating chocolate bars all day kind of thing. You have to have substantial food, and also drink. You have to drink regularly, because they say that being dehydrated affects your performance by 15%. So it's very important to keep hydrated throughout the day, especially when you're playing 36 holes in one day.
Yeah.
And it's very physically and mentally tiring. So yeah, it's very important.
So always got your
just
water.
Be sensible. I don't think any athlete has to kind of deprive themselves. It's just getting that right balance and being sensible, really.
So a chocolate bar here and there.
Yeah, the chocolate bar here and there is right. Oh, I did have churros the other day, so cheat day. Yeah, cheat day comes probably a bit too often in my in my diet.
But at least, to be honest, when you're training so heavily every day, I guess
it's not too bad to have a few chocolate bars here and there.
Okay, and does that mean that you have to restrict yourself in terms of going out and stuff at uni and stuff, or
not really? To be honest with you, I don't. I don't actually go out that much, as in party, get drunk, alcohol, that kind of stuff. I'll only go out and have a drink on occasions, really. I'm not a big party person. I like, New Year and birthdays and stuff. I'll go out, but because I'm sporty every single day, I can't afford to or don't really want to have hangovers every single day, or every couple of times a week kind of thing. So and that doesn't affect me. I still think that you can go out and have a nice night out and stuff without having to have, to get silly drunk. Don't that's called me.
Sorry, just got attacked by a wasp. Okay, sorry. And obviously you're saying don't go out too much, but you're trying to balance that lifestyle. I guess it nicely moves us over to the social scene, the whole social media aspect and stuff. Your profile's obviously developed and grown quite nicely over the last few months. So even since we first spoke, it's grown quite a lot. What do you think has been the biggest factor in that?
Instagram recently, I just have kept it cool, really. I just post of what I'm getting up to on a day-to-day basis, really. I don't have anything in particular which I'll just post, some accounts are just fitness or just food or whatever. I just get at whatever I get up to, really. So obviously I think that's targets a wider audience, probably. And I've had companies message me, like Protein World, for example. They messaged me and they've sent me a massive great bundle of Slender Blend, pancake mix, all this kind of protein bars and stuff, which was really nice. I've had a few companies give me discount codes and stuff like that.
And I guess so it's probably something where you actually initially started posting and didn't expect it to go the way it has.
Yeah, just being casual.
Yeah. Do you think that helped probably in terms of putting out the right content for you as well? So rather than looking at it as a business, just treating it like it's just a social platform for you to talk about what you're doing?
Yes, I definitely think I didn't have anything in mind really when I set it up. I was just like, let's just share what I get up to really.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to think I have an interesting life, you know, I do lots of different things, so why don't you just share it with people and see. Some people are message me asking me what kind of stuff do I do in the gym, or what kind of food do I eat, like, or you know, like hair videos, like fitness videos, all sorts of fashion videos. Like, people ask me all sorts of random things.
Yeah, and I think that's quite an interesting aspect, is that you do promote so many different aspects of your life, and I think that's what attracted me to the page, is that it's quite a holistic profile where you're not just dealing with one aspect.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of inspiration someone can take from that page. But in terms of, like, obviously, just to get an understanding of that social element as well, has that helped you to build out your golfing contacts as well? Or?
Yeah, like my main sponsor really has been really helpful. So Nuffield Health, they've been sponsoring me for a few years now. Obviously that's a massive help. They've got a fantastic setup all over the country. You know, they've got the gym, they've got the pool, which is fantastic, and you know, the sauna, steam room, and all what else they offer. So the gym's definitely been a huge factor of my improvement, so I'm really grateful for Nuffield Health to support me. It's been fantastic.
And any other sponsorships that you're working on at the moment that you can perhaps leak, or?
Not really working on. I'm just looking. I'm very open-minded at the moment. Obviously, progressing towards turning pro is the aim. It's expensive to turn pro, so I'm definitely looking for some financial help. As obviously, it's just my mum and I.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely looking for some, whether or not it's kind of like clothing, equipment, or just financially really supporting.
So that's more going to be once you turn pro.
Yes, or maybe just before, you know, because obviously when you turn pro it's expensive, so I'm starting looking now really to the next stages of my career. So
sponsorships across various aspects, like you said, the clothing aspect.
Yeah, whether it's clothing, help for equipment, or just financially really. Yeah.
The food lifestyle.
Yes.
Whatever it might
be. Or food, food I'll take.
Protein World. Whoever wants to sponsor.
Yes, whoever wants to sponsor me.
Cool. I think we've covered everything that we want to really understand. I might just be worth telling us a little bit more about what's to come over the next few months, anything you might be working on, and some information about how people can perhaps get involved with anything that you're doing.
Yes. So I'm not really working on anything in particular, I don't think. You know, I have my badminton club, which is going really well at the moment. So I'm going to be doing a few little camps during the holidays, Christmas and Easter holidays, for young children, to just get them involved and starting badminton and seeing if they like it and stuff. So that's definitely going to be happening in North Hertfordshire. Also, I'm just looking at really getting my winter schedule planned to give me the best opportunity to improve my golf and get stronger in the gym, improve the short game like I mentioned earlier, and yes, going on holiday, which would be really with my family, which would be really nice. We're going to Sri Lanka for a little while, which would be great, like kind of after the golf season finish. It's a nice little relaxing break, definitely just have some time with the family. Like my brother's moved out last year working in Cambridge, so I don't see him as much as I would normally, so it's really nice just to spend some family time together, and then kind of like recharge my batteries and then work really hard for the season. Okay,
so one question that comes to mind, obviously over the winter when the weather's not so great over here, how do people develop their golf game?
Yeah, well, I think people who are playing at a competitive standard do tend to go away for a couple of weeks or more in the winter. Last year I went to Florida for 2 weeks and had lived on a golf course basically with a couple I know, so I'm really lucky that I've had some opportunities, and I've gone to Tenerife to play golf. So yeah, no, definitely you have to, it's nice to have the opportunities, but it's a luxury to be able to go away. I think this winter I'm not quite sure what I'm planning yet. Maybe I'll go somewhere in January. I haven't planned anything at the moment, so I'll probably just have to grit my teeth really and just get on with it.
Okay.
Like, I practice in all weather really, whether it's hailing, snowing. Last year I was the only one on the range when it was snowing, you know, just hitting balls. You know, I'll practice in anything just as long as I've got lots of thermal layers on and stuff. I think sadly, because we live in England and can't really guarantee nice weather, so you got to carry on. You can't just lie in bed all day.
I know. We've been blessed today.
Yes, it's been lovely.
What would be the one bit of advice that you would say to anyone that wants to get into golf then?
I think you need patience, definitely, for golf. Golf is you definitely need patience. Like one day you can have a really bad round, one day you can have a really good round, or vice versa. It's very much kind of like on the day. There's a lot of things in golf which you need to learn. There's a lot to, not just like the long game, the short game needs to be really sharp. But yeah, no, most important thing really is just to enjoy it. Join a local club if you're really, you want to get a bit more involved. Maybe even take lessons. There's always a local pro at the golf club who'll get you started with a basic swing. But yeah, no, definitely think it's a great game to get involved in. You can play socially. You can play with 4 other people in a round. You can have some drinks afterwards and have a meal up here or whatever. So there's great social events and stuff which goes on at golf clubs. So yeah, no, I definitely think it's a good game.
So
to
enjoy it and just be patient with the journey.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Alright, so what we're going to do is just get into some light-hearted stuff. It's a quick fire round, so just say whatever's the first thing that comes to your mind, whatever that might be. So if you could have lunch with anyone in the world, who would it be?
I don't know why, but Alan Sugar came to mind.
Alan Sugar?
I don't know, really. I don't know why that came to mind. Maybe because he's like a successful businessman, like entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And I'd probably like to know how he came about doing what he did really in the first place. I don't know why that came into my head. There we go.
Maybe was there an Apprentice advert that came on recently?
Yes, there is actually.
Yeah,
the Apprentice is coming back. So that's probably why.
Must be soon. Okay. That's an interesting one, because then you could perhaps apply some of that stuff in terms of taking your golf game forward and applying like some business elements to it. Interesting. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Definitely would want to be able to. I was going to say be invisible, but I think I quite like to fly.
Yeah.
You can just get anywhere easily. It's so cool to be able to fly. Yeah.
Just take away them 2-hour drives. And
yes,
make it
definitely.
Easier.
Just put your bags, your golf bag on, or your badminton bag, and then just fly to your venue. You have stunning views over the whole place.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
could be possible soon with like drone flying.
Yeah, maybe.
You just be
Hold
hovering
on
around
to them.
everywhere.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good one.
That could work. In terms of your favourite artist, who's that?
It's like music artist.
Music artist, yeah.
I kind of like the R&B type music. I listen to a lot of stuff. I quite like Chris Brown, Drake. I listen to all sorts really, but I like Ed Sheeran.
Okay.
There's a whole list, but probably like Chris Brown maybe. He's quite good songs.
What would be your current theme song?
The song which I'm quite into is Supposed to Be. That's a good one by Chris Brown. I like stuff which is kind of like you can dance to, even though I can't really dance very well, but that's so like sing along.
Just a bit of energy.
Yeah, stuff to get you going. I listen to like a few gym playlists when I'm in the gym, which kind of gets you motivated.
It's interesting. A lot of sports people that I've spoken to, sports personalities, they tend to listen to more energy-based
I definitely
music.
think it's good
just
to
get
get you
them
pumped.
into the zone.
Yeah, definitely get you focused.
Interesting. And in terms of your cheat meal, I know you mentioned churros earlier. What
Churros
would
is
be
my all-time favourite meal.
Yeah. So it'd be like if you could add anything, it'd be churros.
I do love a good Chinese, definitely. But yeah, no, churros is my favourite with like nice salty caramel sauce or something. Yeah, they do some good ones at Topgolf. Very good ones.
Yeah.
Like they do mini ones, and they're really good.
Obviously, you've come over from China.
Yeah.
Can you speak Chinese?
So I can say ni hao, which is like hello, and then I can count to 10. But I used to go to Chinese school when I was younger, but that kind of stopped because it was very hard for my parents to keep her English, obviously, to keep up to date with it, because it's a very hard language to learn. So I gradually, after a few years of going to Chinese school, I stopped going. So over the years, I've just kind of forgotten things. I studied French at school, which probably confused all my Chinese, which I did have. I can't really speak Chinese.
Any other languages that you can manage?
French, although I haven't spoken French obviously for a good few years now, but no, I got an A at GCSE at French, so I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay. And the final one, if you were to go to a desert island, what would be the 3 things that you take with you?
Okay, so I would initially obviously say my phone, but then obviously it run out of battery, so that'd be pretty pointless. So I'd probably take a best friend, one friend with me, because obviously that'd be good company. I would probably take...
Golf club, would you?
But then you have to take a golf ball, so that's using like all three things.
Yeah.
And
Unless
you
you
can't really
use,
hit
like,
a golf
something
ball
from
very far, can you?
It's like a constant bunker.
Yeah, constant bunker. Just don't lose that golf ball in the water. I don't know really. I'd definitely take a friend. I don't know really.
Is that all you
It's
need?
very
Just
hard.
one friend
Just the
and
friend,
that's
yeah. Even an iPod, would run out of battery because I love music, but you couldn't listen to music for very long, could you, on a desert island?
Not too long.
Plus, there's no signal. So yeah, if I could take 3 things to a desert island, I'm afraid I'd only be able to say... Or do you think I could take 3 friends? There we go. Ooh. Is that pushing
That's
it a bit?
twisting the rules a little bit, but technically I
different.
guess you can. They're all different.
They're all different. Because everything else would be useless, really. I think maybe a pack of cards, although there's only so much solitaire you can play. So I think I'm going to go with 3 friends. I know it's twisting it a bit.
Okay, 3 friends. I like that. Okay, cool. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Right.
What would be the best way for anyone to follow your journey? Your website, email?
Yeah, so
Insta?
I have a website. I can't remember off by heart, but it's on my Instagram account and my Facebook account. So my Instagram is Miss Anna Collis. My Facebook is probably, if you just type in Anna Collis, it should come up.
Okay.
But my Instagram has all my social media links and website.
Perfect.
So,
We're going to put them in the description if you want to follow her journey. Again, thank you so much for joining us today,
Thank you
Anna.
for having me.
I'll speak to you very soon.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe.